Good morning. Welcome to the Meltdown. It is a really important time in the world to realize that the first thing is to always keep God right up front and most important in your life. I know that some of you who listen know that I'm a believer, and as long as you've got God in your life, spiritual structure is critical. Now, I want to make sure that I don't mislead anybody in this next statement, and that is there are reasons why you own rare coins. There's reasons why there's coins that are of premium quality. That's why CAC is around, to put that little bitty sticker on your coin, green football or gold football. It affects the value of the material. Now, there's a lot of coins out there, and I keep picking on my good friend Joe, who is certainly been an inspiration in explaining some of the reasons why we do what we do. Because coin grading is supposed to be subjective, whether it's NGC or PCGS or any of the other companies, it's the consistency of NGC and PCGS that allow us to trade coins on a computer network. However, when you find the average run-of-the-mill specimen, a Mint State 64 Morgan dollar was my impetus of yesterday's conversation, and a coin that's about I said 70 or 80, apparently now they've moved up to about $100 in Mint State 64. Common dates, 81S, 82S. 80S is considered common. There's probably 30 different coins. In Mint State 63, you push 40 different coins. If you're non-graded in low quality, you can get probably 50 to 60 of the 96 coins down in the lowest levels and still be in $35 pieces, maybe a little bit less. But when you get to Mint State 65, what was called prior to 1986 Gem BU, those are coins today in Mint State 65 that you'll pay somewhere between 150, 60 on the low end if they're NGC or PCGS, up to a couple hundred for the common run-of-the-mill Mint State 64s. 65s. But that having been said, there are coins out there that you can spend $1,000 or $2,000 in Mint State 64, and the coins are graded by one of the two major grading services. And I continue to prophesize and believe that when you get right down to it, part of the reason that these coins are so important is because of the color or because of the little football. And all of this is really, really important. Now, a lot of dealers around the country focus in on the perfect coin, the one that's graded Mint State 70 or Proof 70. Those are modern coins by most standards. Now, I'm looking at an auction catalog, and there are coins that are coming up for auction that are minted in the 1800s, some in the 1700s, where you can capture truly rare esoteric material that's in the finest 10 known, could be unique, could be the finest known. They're going to command hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there are people that are lined up. The first show of the calendar year begins next week. And folks, dealers that are up in the Northeast, God bless those people, say a prayer for them. 100 million people are affected by, quote, the storm that's setting in right now. So dealers have to hope that there's enough of a thaw to get on a plane. You've got to hope that they can move their inventory, and that'll take place. Folks, there's rare coin funds that are being created. And they're being created because there's hundreds of millions and billions of dollars around the world, around this country, that are stuck in non-performing assets. Now, I don't want to debate the asset that you've chosen or that your money manager may have chosen. I'm looking at gold back over $1,230. Doesn't seem like a major move, but you know what? In the past few trading days, we've seen a 3.5% jump. If you're one of those that's sitting in a CD or an annuity and you're getting 0.15%, I've outperformed you by 20-fold. Now, the dollar's up again. Crude oil's down a little bit. We're still over $95 a barrel, and the Forex is totally mixed. There's lots of confusion out there. The platinum premium now at about 12% over gold. Remember, a little over a year ago, you could have bought platinum at a 10% discount. That's a 20% swing. Folks, that's huge. Now, where I was going back with coins and precious metals, common date Mint State 65 Morgan dollars or $64, you can range from $100 to a couple of $1,000. In 65, you can buy them from a couple of $100 to multiple thousands. And all of it is predicated on, quote, who graded it, what the grade is, and what the look of the coin is. Coins with the right toning. You might call it tarnish, but in my industry, it's called toning. And toning are the multiple colors that coins get when they've been oxidized, or they rested on the bags, or they were in a original folder and maintained their originality for all those years. Those coins do not clean, do not dip, do not alter. There are companies that provide conservation service if that's something that should be done. Folks, buying bulk is a good thing, particularly when I look at gold or silver or platinum or palladium and I realize that they're trading at a fraction of their all-time high. Gold has approximately $700 of upside just to get to where it was back in 2011. Now, you wonder how much that is, and I'm going to tell you that it is a huge percentage, nearly, well, over 50% and almost 60%. In the case of silver, you've got 150% upside. So owning material while it's on the market and you can buy it in bulk is something that I truly believe you should take advantage of. But owning rare coins is critical. Now, my good friend Joe owns some $20 gold pieces. And I explained to Joe at the time that he bought the coins, one in particular, an 1871 $20 gold piece, an AU58. It is the nicest specimen I've ever handled for that date. And there's a bunch of them out there. But the coin needs to be regraded. It needs to go to CAC. If the time comes where Joe wants to put it in an auction, it'll command so much more money than the average ugly AU58. Now, if that's one of the coins that Joe talked to me about, said he found one for almost $1,000 less. Sounds like a pretty good deal on the front, doesn't it? But you know what? The dealer who was willing to sell it also told him the spread was 20 percentage points. The same coin that this dealer wanted to sell for $5,300 or $5,500, he was only willing to pay $4,500 for. So he admittedly said that his spread was 20%. A coin with a CAC sticker can command as little as 5 to 10% if it's just a common generic widget. But if it's got the right look, it can command 50 to 100% more money. So I don't want to focus in on the negativity that the dealer is trying to put in this client's mind, because the client's all messed up. Spouse, who he obviously loves and cares about, and they care about each other, and that's always a positive thing, is out there hunting on the internet trying to figure out how overpriced or how underpriced or how much of a value something is. There's more to it. The layperson can't understand it. It's not possible. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. And so looking at the different types of markets and understanding that there are dealers who are focusing in on common generic material, they're willing to cutthroat each other down to a 0.5 percentage point. Folks, at $6 on a 1 ounce gold American Eagle, I'm not chasing your business that hard. Should it be in your portfolio? Absolutely. And if the dealer's got some of it in stock, as I do at times, I'm willing to sell it at the right number. I'll beat the 0.5% markup. But the bottom line is that there's a reason why dealers do what they do. They're in business to make a living. And ultimately, you can buy the coin that just made AU58, or you buy the one that's the premium quality coin that's going to get the CAC sticker that literally will command the premium. And ultimately, you're comparing apples and oranges, and there's that coin that just missed being mint state. There's a spread, and dealers have thought about a fractional decimal system. And folks, when you get right down to it, that's insanity. That's crazy stuff. You can't do it. There are coins that are solid for their grade. There are coins that are solid upgrades. I talked the last couple of days about the 1850 New Orleans $20 gold piece that the client paid $7,000 for at a time when the coin was worth $6,000. He understood what the rules were. Told him one day we'll submit that coin and it'll go AU without a shadow of a doubt. The first time we tried it, it worked. The first time. The client is ahead by somewhere between 30 and 50%, well, minimum 50%. We've turned down $11,000 for a $7,000 purchase. So you're talking about $4,000. That's pushing 60%, 57, 58%. But we're not done with that coin. That coin still has the opportunity to upgrade further. It still qualifies for a CAC sticker. That's what we're going to try next week at the show. And ultimately, this one specimen could more than double in value. There are lots of coins like that. And the question is, are you dealing with a dealer who's going to hit you straight between the eyes and tell you, here's two different specimens, which one do you want? And you always pick the nicer one. No one ever picks the uglier one. And that's what the message is today. It's that there's a clear, concise, and logical message that putting coins together in a third, and a third is a package that simply makes sense. Now, dealers from the East Coast to the West Coast, anywhere else in the world, all recognize the CCE exchange system. Now, you've got to pay for that service to be able to look and float and understand what coins are trading for. And yes, there's plenty of online auctions out there. I had a gentleman yesterday who asked me about a 1985 original sheet of $1 bills. So I looked, and there are notes in 4 to 8 pieces, not a full 32 sheet. But ultimately, they're asking between $4 and $7 per note. Question is, what do you achieve? What do you get? You can ask anything you want. But reality is what things trade for. That's why there are reserves on auctions. That's why people will post stuff at a big number. Maybe they get it and maybe they don't. A couple of weeks ago when I first brought up the 1881 San Francisco Morgan silver dollar in Mint State 65, I was very clear you could buy the run-of-the-mill Mint State 65 and pay $165 to $200 for one. But there was one that came out of the Eric Newman collection. It had pedigree. It was listed at an ask price of $6,999. Call it $7,000. That was in a morning show. By the afternoon, the coin was already off the internet because it had transacted, obviously. So that one coin, and it was a private treaty sale. Somebody internally bought it from the company and the dealer, most likely. But folks, that transaction will not get reported. But here's a $160 to $200 coin that sold for $7,000. Maybe it was $6,000, but it's a $200 coin, Brett. It sold for $6,000, Joe. And what I'm really wanting to convey is that it takes more than just the knowledge or more than just looking at the holder. Do I think I know more than all other dealers? Absolutely not. Do I know more than a lot of dealers? Absolutely. I've traded in this market going on 30 years, and I've got experience in multiple markets. The average guy on the street has probably been a car salesman. I did that too. I've been in multiple sales, but for the focus of the last 30 years, this is the industry that I like, I love, and I want to consult in. Folks, this is that time you move funds around, you take care of your family's long-term health. Yes, in the short term, there's some great presentations out there, and there's great reasons to have faith in the stock market. Personally, I've got some stock positions. I just don't like them all that much. I mean, I love the stocks that I picked, and I do have a little bit of money in a mutual fund because I diversified my portfolio a bit. Now, I did go to sleep with somebody who I shouldn't have gone to bed with and done business with and trusted. We all make those mistakes. God's got a funny way of coming back around. You know what they say about karma. But folks, I'm looking at the long-term health of the world. And the fact that people have been out of work for over a year at a time, the fact that benefits are changing. There's I want to say it was 4,000 laws that are changing during this calendar year. The mayor in New York changed January the 1st. He's dealing with a nor'easter. He's asked people to stay inside. Down here where we're freezing our tushies off at 32 degrees, I talked to a buddy of mine in Columbus, Ohio this morning. -5 and with the wind chill, -14. Makes 32 seem pretty balmy all of a sudden. Of course, if you're in South Florida, you're probably loving the weather. But this is that time to own some rare coins. It's the right time to own some spouse gold. Own multiple types of coins, maintain collector status. That's because the government says the brand new coins are numismatic. I can look at a Mint State 70 silver dollar and tell you there are companies out there selling it, the 2014 for as much as $70. There's dealers out there for $50. Question is, are you going to put all your eggs in one basket, or are you going to diversify and hedge your bet? And folks, that's what this is about. Now, I've got to run out and run a couple of errands, but after 9:30 Central Time, please call 281-548-2646. That's 281-548-2646. Hit option 0. You'll get a live voice. We'll be more than happy to assist you. You can email me, Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. You can look us up at themeltdown.com. There's over 500 shows, nearly 400 hours of audio. The message is clear. I don't gloom and doom. There's a reason to own certain types of assets and other types of coins. And if you're just going to be a bullion player and I've got the access and you're willing to let me work on a couple of percentage points, please come in and spend a few $1,000,000 with me. That way I can make a living and pay my employees and make my bills all good, the obligations. Folks, this is a time to find somebody who's been around, who's got some experience. And if you want to play me off of somebody else, or you've got a dealer you're working with, you just want to ask some questions and make sure you keep them on the up and up, that's okay too. 281-548-2646. Toll free, it's 877-705-2646. Option 0 so you don't get caught in the phone system. Email me, Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. Folks, this is that time. I'm serious. There's a lot of different material out there. There's billions and billions of coins. Do you own the right stuff? Do you understand why better dates appreciate more over the long haul? It's not always about the quality, but sometimes it is. The date, mint mark matter. Who grades the coin? That matters. I get people who look at other companies. There's a dozen or more of them out there. The only two that trade on the computer network are the ones to own because they're always liquid. Yes, you can own some of the other companies. Let's see if we can cross them over. Let's take advantage of market conditions. That's how you make money over the long haul. Anyway, I never get off air, even a podcast, without thanking Texas Children's Hospital, both the Downs Clinic and the Ronald McDonald House. Now, Michael will be working with a couple of other groups, and we are going to put up some other banners, and we are going to support a couple of other charities, but at this point, Texas Children's is the one that I love the most. I appreciate what they've done for my son, Jason. He's got mild Downs. The Meyer Center is the Downs Clinic. It's run by Catherine Ostermeyer, located just south of the Texas Children's main campus on Fannin. I love the fact that they deal with multiple types of disabilities. The Ronald McDonald House at Texas Children's houses 20 rooms on the 4th floor for parents and family that are going to be bedside with their children throughout the day, night, week, month, year. If you can provide a hot meal, please call 832-824-8600. That's 832-824-8600. The facility is run by Nancy Allen. Her staff would be more than happy to assist you if you can provide 20 to 50 hot servings for a hot meal any given night, or if you want to make a tithe or an offering. You can also visit themeltdown.com, click on the donation banners. The information is all anonymous for me, but you'll get the receipt for your 501c3 contribution. Folks, I love the doctors, the nurses, the staff, and the volunteers at Texas Children's throughout the medical center and everywhere else in the world, because kids need our love. Anyway, have a great day. Best of luck wherever you are in the country. Keep smiling and keep God in your heart. Thanks for listening. We'll see you this afternoon. God bless you. Bye-bye.